Welcome to episode 2 of Comic Store Showcase. Today, I'm at Sheffield Space Centre in Sheffield, and today I am once again joined by Jamie from Hot Dog Comics. This store has a huge selection of novels ranging from sci-fi to fantasy, a decent selection of pop culture posters, and even a sizable range of CDs and DVDs from series like Doctor Who and Sherlock, and a large selection of anime, and this is just a small segment of it. And of course, this being a comic book store, they had a huge range of back issue comics, trade paperbacks and graphic novels, newly released compact comics, and of course, new weekly and monthly releases. And don't worry manga fans, I haven't forgotten about you. They also have a huge floor-to-ceiling selection of manga to choose from, which takes up roughly around half of the total store. With popular titles such as One Piece and One Punch to much older out-of-print series. And they even had some volumes that cannot be found anywhere else at the moment, such as these volumes right here.
This series is genuinely so hard to find at the moment. Moment of the Bloodtaker 5, 6 and 7 are actually the 3 that I'm missing to complete the whole set. This series is out of print right now and is available nowhere online. This is the importance of visiting like small independent stores, because you never know what you're gonna find.
They even had some old Japanese hobby magazines. And while I was here today, I had a chat with the store owner.
I'm Dave Broomhead. We have a comic shop, bookshop called Sheffield Space Centre.
Who or what first got you into comic books?
It's a long time ago. I've always liked comics since I was a kid, and it's never gone away really. It was the comics that pushed me and taught me to read. Generally, I wasn't a fast reader to begin with, but it's comics that took me along to read.
And I know we're going back a while here, but can you remember the first comic book that you ever read?
Absolutely. I would imagine. I mean, the early comics I read when I was young would be Dandy Beano, back in the 60s, so it's quite a while ago. Yeah. Then probably moved on to things like Valiant, Hotspur, Victor. Then kind of moved into Marvel and DC. DC in particular, quite a big fan of Silver Age DC comics.
Definitely going back into early comics with the Dandies and Beanos.
Well, it is, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they're still around. Well,
yeah, they are.
Partly, yeah.
Was it Dandy that was made up in Scotland?
Scotland, yeah.
Dundee, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Have you been up to Dundee and seen the statues?
I've never been.
I have actually, but actually saw the statue last time I was up in Scotland. Yeah.
Yeah, DC Thompson, yeah. In fact, one of my favourite characters, DC Thompson, is a character called Tough of the Track, who, I don't know if you've heard of.
I haven't
Tough
actually,
of the Track,
no.
Probably not, no. He started off, I think, late 40s, early 50s. Yeah. And he went around for about 40 or 50 years after that.
I have to have a look into that one.
Yeah.
What made you want to open a comic book store?
Well, there wasn't really many around when we opened. We've been around for quite a while now, so it's just under 50 years.
I just talked to one of your other guys about 40, 50 years.
I've always been interested. I taught for a while.
What did you teach, if you don't mind me asking?
Sciences.
Oh, no, it was sciences to science fiction. It makes sense.
Yeah, and I've always been interested in comics, science fiction, and for a while I was doing it part-time, just out of the house, out of one of the rooms in the house. I just decided to go full-time.
Yeah, well, I've got to say, it's a great store you've got.
Okay,
I've found things that I've been looking for months in your store already.
Okay.
What would you say is the biggest challenge running a store?
The biggest? I don't know. There's quite a few. I suppose it's getting the right mix of stock, I suppose, is one thing. Making sure on the comic side, especially, you're not overstocking, but you're also not understocking, so it's kind of difficult to balance the two up.
Yeah.
And trying to get people to come in and pick their orders up placed behind the counter. That's quite a challenge sometimes.
It actually leads me into my next question of how do you think, have you witnessed any kind of trends in the comic and manga industry? Like, what's kind of doing better for you at the minute?
Trends are always coming in at the moment. On the comic side, it's you've probably heard before. It's like absolute titles. From
I have
DC
heard the absolute titles.
really
Yes.
doing well.
Yes.
The 2000 AD is still a steady seller. That goes quite well, and people tend to forget because it's a weekly rather than a monthly. If you add the 4 weeks up, it's quite substantial for us. So yeah.
What do you think the future is like going forward? Like, do you have plans for your store?
Just basically as we are now, maybe. I mean, we don't do a great deal online. We do a little bit, but we don't do a great deal online. Mostly people coming into the shop. So we're mostly a face-to-face shop rather than an online shop.
To be fair, old school is the best way, if you ask me. I prefer going into store. I don't like shopping online if I can.
Okay, I mean, we still do online. We've been doing mail order for 40 odd years.
Yeah.
Back in the old days, it would be lists, and that was a challenge, especially on back issues, because as soon as you put a list out, it changed immediately.
Yeah. What do you think people should be reading right now? What's hot? What's popular?
Well, I say absolute titles are going quite well. I mean, favourites for me are things like Gru. I quite like Gru, which has been going.
Yeah,
it's been going quite a while now. The new series just started. I mentioned the absolute titles. We do reasonably well with a lot of the kind of movie and TV tie-ins like Alien.
Yeah,
they're quite.
I actually remember the 2020 run of Alien.
Oh yeah,
I actually have all of the single issues for that. Very good series.
And as well as the new titles, because you can always pick up graphic novels from classic graphic novels. Which, you'll have things like Watchmen and Dark Knight, that kind of thing. Saga's very good if you can get copies of that.
How are you finding the popularity of compact comics?
Oh, very. they sell very well, yeah, extremely well. Bit surprised, really, but they're doing really well because of the smaller size.
Yeah, see, as someone that's more from a manga background, the fact that I like to travel a lot and I read when I travel, so I've always got a book on me. Taking a comic or a compact or a compendium, it's a lot of weight. So I'm personally loving these new compacts because it's a small book. If you've got a big enough pocket, it'll fit in your pocket.
It is, yeah, and the price is good as well, which is another plus.
Right, and a little quick fire round to finish things off. Who is your favourite superhero?
Miracle Man.
Miracle Man. And your favourite villain?
The Joker.
Joker. I actually heard that one before as well.
Yeah.
And what's your all-time favourite series?
I think I mentioned it before. Tough of the Trek.
Tough of the Trek. I'll have to check that out.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Yeah.
I just want to say another huge thank you to Dave from Sheffield Space Centre for letting me interview him. Honestly, such an amazing store. If you ever find yourself in Sheffield, definitely go and check them out. Because like me, you may well walk out with just a few hidden gems that you're not going to find anywhere else. And Dave, if you're watching, I really do hope I got all of those vintage comics correct, because I have had to look into some comics that are definitely a little bit before my time. But again, Sheffield Space Centre, amazing comic book store in Sheffield. Definitely check it out on your travels. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. See you later.